which snail housing is the best to use as a snail farmer or as a beginner in snail farming business. Which is the best pen to construct? Is it the greenhouse? Is it the block pen, which is the two common housing system in snail farming business? So which one is the best to construct? Which one is the best to use as a beginner in snail farming business? So but before I go straight to this video, before I go straight to teach you what you need to know, the truth that have been hidden, that people have not been telling you about snail pen construction, snail house construction, the snail pen, how you're supposed to construct, which is the best one for you to use. I want to know, are you new to my channel? If this is your first time of coming to my channel, I'm telling you welcome, but do me a favor, click on the subscribe button below this video and smash on that bell notification icon so that whenever I release an awesome video such as this one you're about to watch now, you're going to be among the first set of persons that YouTube will notify. And also, if you're a returning subscriber, if you are watching my video for the second time or you have been watching my videos, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I do not take it for granted, but I want you to do me a favor as well. Please like this video, share this video, so that it's going to make this video to rank high on YouTube. So with that being said, I'll go straight to tell you the hidden truth that no one has been telling you. There is a lot of opinion by so many snail farmers on which is the best snail pen or which is the best housing system that you are supposed to use in your snail farming system. And because of this, some days back I actually made a poll on my YouTube channel where I asked a question, which is the best, or which one do you actually think is the best housing system for someone who is actually starting up a snail farming business with low capital? And this is what the result I got. Let me show you so that you will see it yourself. So here is it. Once you come to my channel here, this is my channel, you will simply come to the community tab here. You go to community tab and click on it. So once you click on the community, it's going to open all the posts and the engagement we have made so far. Think is loading up. So here is it. It has opened and you can see it. This poll was actually made 7 days ago, and the question was that what type of snail housing or snail pen do you think is more suitable for a beginner with little capital? And then we can see 7% said the greenhouse system is the best, and 27% says that the intensive system, which is the block pen, is the best for a beginner who is low capital, while 67% said that the wooden pen is the best for someone who is just starting with a low capital. So this is the actually reason why I have to make this video, to make a clarification on this type. I didn't talk about wooden pen in this video simply because the durability is not there, so I don't even recommend it to people when they are making or when they are about starting their snail farming business, because I consider the durability. So that is why I left it at and concentrated mainly on the two major ones, which is the block pen, the intensive system, and the greenhouse system. Now what you have to know and understand is that there are basically two methods of snail farming system. There are basically two more common methods that people practice when it comes to snail farming method or snail pen or house construction, which is the intensive and the extensive. Now talking about the intensive, which has to do with the block construction, where you lay your block and construct a concrete pen and then roof it because of rain and sun, and then allow your snail to be there, stock your pen and add mulching and all the rest of that. And the second one, which is the extensive, and the extensive actually has to do with the greenhouse, the one we call the greenhouse farming, where you construct a greenhouse, plant a lot of crops, a lot of edible crops for the snails, and then introduce the snails there and they graze on their own, do almost everything on their own. But the truth is that most persons, I have watched some videos online where I see a lot of farmers, they are condemning the block pen entirely. And sometimes I keep asking, is it actually right to condemn a particular stuff entirely? Personal opinion, I don't condemn. What I do is that I share my knowledge. I teach people what they need to know, and then they can know the disadvantages and the advantages, and from there they can now make the right decision they need to make. And that is, to me, that is the best method that anyone can utilize to pass knowledge across to others, or to teach people what they ought to know and not necessarily to condemn. Now, making or drawing a distinction between the greenhouse and the concrete pen, which is actually the best. This is actually a common question, is a recurring question that snail farmers or intending snail farmers, they keep asking. I want to go into snail farming. Which is the best house or snail house that I should use? Which is the best pen? Which kind of pen should I construct as a beginner who want to go into snail farming? So, in order to draw a distinction so that you understand this thing better without condemning a particular one, I want to say this: both housing system or both pen are very, very good. The greenhouse 100% good, the block pen very, very much good. But the thing is that most persons will tell you that the block pen, they condemn it, don't go into it, don't try it, you will lose all your money, you will lose all your snails. I can boldly tell you that from my experience, for some years now, I've been a practical snail farmer, and I can tell you that I've been using the block pen, and I have not been encountering issues as much as people, the way people are presenting it or talking about it. Now, when we talk about snail farming business, one of the things we look at, we are telling people that this is a business that you can actually go into with little capital, and the managerial cost is minimal compared to when you are talking about other farming aspects that you can think of. Now, when we talk about greenhouse, there is no doubt about that. Greenhouse is one of the best, if to say is the best method of how snail pen construction or snail housing. Why do I say that it is the best? Listen very carefully so that you will not miss this point. It is the best, but that does not mean that other housing system should be condemned. Why is it the best? You know, when we talk about snail farming, in snail farming, snails graze around in the bush, in the forest where they find themselves, which is their natural habitat. Now, when we are talking about snail farming, what we are doing is that we are bringing these snails out from their natural habitat where they are, which is the bush or the forest, and we are putting them in a place where we can actually train them. And we are not only putting them in that place, we are trying to create an environment that will look or replicate that their natural environment. An environment that when they are there, they will feel as if they are still in that their natural habitat, so that they will not die. Now, for instance, if I'm into fish farming, now what we do is that we bring these fish from where they are, which is their natural habitat, which is the river, the sea, and the rest of them. We now create an artificial environment, which will be the pond, the block pond, it could be the tarpaulin pond, whichever one. The main aim, the main goal of doing all these things is to make that particular pond a habitat, to make it feel or replicate the natural habitat of those fish so that they will not die. Because once they begin to feel that they are not in their natural habitat or in their natural environment, the next thing is that they will die. They cannot adapt to it. So that is why we try as much as possible in snail farming business to create or replicate an environment that the snail will feel as if they are still in their natural environment. Now, why I said that the greenhouse is the best is simply because in greenhouse system, you have an opportunity to plant a lot of crops, a lot of vegetables that the snails will feed on. And remember, in the bush, there is also a lot of crops, a lot of vegetables, and all the rest of them that the snails also feed on. Now, in the greenhouse also, there is a lot of space. It's very, very spacious, meaning that the snail can move from here to the other point, from that other point to the other point to another point. And they will feel as if they are in their natural environment, because in their natural habitat as well, they are not being encaged. They are allowed to move freely from one place to the other. So that is why in greenhouse, the space is very, very spacious, in the sense that they can move anywhere, anyhow, anytime, any day. And they don't feel as if they are being encaged or enslaved in a particular place. So these are the reasons why it looks, or why it means that the greenhouse is the best, because all those things are in place in the greenhouse. But now, when we talk about the block pen or the intensive system, please note that anyone that is telling you that and the block pen, you should condemn it, you should not go into it. Please don't buy that idea. I'm telling you honestly, don't buy. The block pen is very, very okay. It's only someone that doesn't know about the business, because one thing in this business, in this snail farming business, is that most person go into it on assumption. They just believe that they have watched 1 or 2 videos online, they have read 1 or 2 things online, and they just believe that that is what it takes to be successful in snail farming business. And before you know it, they will just venture into it. There is no professional knowledge that they have gotten. There's no prior knowledge that they have gotten from either someone who has been into it, who will train them and guide them properly on how to run this business. So once they go into it without being trained, you will see tomorrow they will start encountering issues that will make them fail in that business. Now, when you talk about the block pen, anyone that fail in the block pen, just as I have said, is someone who is not trained or someone who is lazy to do the work. Because when you talk about block pen, there is a lot of work to be done in block pen. You have to be cleaning the place regularly. You have to be checking the snails often. But in greenhouse, it's not like that. You don't stress yourself about cleaning or all those stuffs. So the truth is that the block pen is not meant for lazy ones. Yes, you heard me right. The block pen is not meant for those who are lazy or who doesn't have time to take proper care of the snails. So that is the only way why you will fail when using block pen. But if in everything, you have been trained, you have a professional knowledge in snail farming business, and you are putting all the required work, all the required effort in the management aspect of it, there is no way you will fail in block passing system. So when you talk about that block pen, okay, now can you even imagine? Let's bring this down. For someone who is starting a snail farming business as a beginner, who doesn't, let's assume you just have 100,000 naira and you want to start little and grow from there. How can you tell the person not to start a snail farming business because he doesn't have money to construct a greenhouse? I know too well that you have a mini greenhouse that one can construct, but in that same manner, there is not enough space, it's just a mini one. But what I'm saying is that if you are always looking at, if you're always waiting for you to have a greenhouse before you can go into your snail farming business, then that means you have to wait forever. Because the money might not come. To construct a greenhouse is not 1 naira. You must have about from 500,000 naira and above to talk about constructing a greenhouse. Now, but with your little capital you have, you can start your block pen snail farming and then grow from there. I'm telling you from experience, I have been into this business. I can tell you that if you are using block pen and you are putting the required work that need to be done, there is no way you will be encountering mortalities, you will be encountering a lot of issues in the snail. It's not possible. I know that in the snail pen, in the block pen rather, there is not, we don't have, let's say, 80% natural environment. Why? Because in the block pen, I'm telling you the truth, you don't plant crops, which is one of the challenges we are having in block pen. You don't plant crops, and that is why we use as much mulching materials as possible. As much you can get mulching materials, yes, introduce them in your block pen. Because of what? You are not planting any crop or any plant in that particular place. But if it is in the greenhouse where you plant a lot of crops, a lot of vegetables, you might not really need those mulching because those ones will cover and shelter the snails. But in block pen, when you don't plant all those things, you feed them every day. You clean the place, you make sure if there is no mulching, then that will make them feel what we are also running from, which is what? For them not to feel that they are not in their natural environment. So that is why you need to always make sure, change your mulching, make sure that the mulching is there always and enough so that they will not feel it too much that they are not in their natural environment. Because one of the things that cause mortality and one of the things that kills snail easily in the block pen is what? The absence of mulching material, which makes the snail to feel as if they are not in their natural environment, which makes them to feel that yes, truly they are being in cage. And from there, they will start dying and all the rest of them. So what I'm telling you today is that Block pen is good for you as a starter who want to start into snail farming. He doesn't have all the money to construct a greenhouse, but yet greenhouse is the perfect one. But I'm making this video so that I will not discourage you as a beginner who want to start a snail farming business, not to start because he doesn't have money to construct a greenhouse. The only thing you need to know is that you don't put much work, you don't stress yourself in the greenhouse system. You don't put in a lot of work, a lot of labor in the greenhouse system. You don't really necessarily have to come and be checking the snails every day. That is why I said that the block pen is not for lazy people. The green one can be for the lazy ones. But the block pen, you must be there as often as possible. So please, don't be discouraged. If you want to start your snail farming business and you want the capital you have at hand is what can take you to construct block pen, please go ahead and start. As long as you can do what you put in the required work, as long as you have the pre-knowledge of what you want to do, then you will be definitely very, very successful. I have trained a lot of persons and I have constructed a lot of block pen for them after training them, and they are doing perfectly well. So nobody should condemn or discourage you from using your block pen, except you don't know what you are doing, or the person managing it doesn't have any knowledge on how to manage it or how to run it. That is when you will now start encountering issues. I have been consulted in a greenhouse system that they were having a lot of mortalities in a day. They pick not less than 5 dead snails, but it's greenhouse. So what is stopping them from not dying? It all depends on some factors. So if you know what you are doing in block pen, you will not still encounter mortality. What I'm saying is that mortality is everywhere, both in greenhouse, both in block pen. So, but the main essence of this video is for you to know that no one should be condemned. None of the block housing systems should be condemned. Both are good as long as what you know what you are doing. So, thank you for watching this video. Remember, we have a Telegram channel where we share knowledge about snail farming business. We have a lot of snail farmers, intending ones who are already in the group. We ask questions, we share knowledge, and we help them anytime they are passing through difficulties. So this, you can get the link to that Telegram channel in the description of this video. And also, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe, like this video, so that it's going to make this video to rank on YouTube. Thank you once again for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now.